As coach of the NOJHL Soo Thunderbirds. How are you today, Denny?
I'm doing very well. It's nice to get some nice weather in these difficult times. Everybody's having a hard time, but we're getting through it.
And exactly, and you were announced yesterday. Soo Thunderbirds announced you as their new coach. And born in Wawa, came down here to Sault Ste. Marie in your Pee Wee year to play, and then Soo Greyhounds from '88 to '91 as a walk on. Then almost 500 games in the NHL, and then coaching with the Soo Greyhounds with 2008, 2011. Now 9 years later, you're back behind the bench again.
Yeah, it's an exciting time again. Once Trevor called me and we discussed a little bit about this, it really, I really found out that I missed a game and I wanted to get back. At that time, it was an easy choice for me to say, yeah, I'd love to come in behind the bench again. With the boys, Denver and Chase are off to school now. So during the last winter was the first time probably I didn't do anything in hockey. So there was a void. So I knew when Trevor called that this would be a good fit.
And it's something. What made you again take this opportunity? Like I say, enjoying life. Boys are away at school, just you and Rhonda at home, and you decide to get back on the bus and travel.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just I missed the game. I missed the decision making, the intensity, the preparation that you got to have for your team to be ready to go. It's just missing the guys, like teaching them. It's a great age level to, a great age to teach at this point because they got to learn, they got to know things, and at this age they really listen to that. And especially if you've been through these as an NHL player or an NHL or OHL coach, you have the experience, so they really do tend to listen. So I think just missing all that stuff combined, and like I said, with the boys not being home with Rhonda and I, it's a lot quieter here. So 6 o'clock in the wintertime is usually dark out by then, and you're sitting in the house, and it's I would just rather be out to practice and get going. And I full support from Rhonda, obviously, which is great for me because I know she supports the hockey decisions that I make.
And she knew more or less when you guys got together. She knew what the hockey life was like, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. She's been with it all the way through my playing career and coaching career, so she's got a great understanding. It's basically been her lifestyle too. Especially when I was playing, going on those long road trips, and she'd have to stay back alone and raise the two boys on her own, basically, because we're not in a city where you have parents that come over and help out all the time. So, very very hard. And she was a trooper, and she's the strength of our family, to be honest with you. So, with her blessing and getting out there and she'll come to the games too. It's not like she's just I go off to the games by myself. She'll come out and she'll support us. I'm not too sure she missed too many OHL games, even bringing the boys there with the grounds. So she'll come out again and support me. So it's great that she supports me.
And you, with you being a First Nation police officer, how are you going to do your like say professional career with being head coach?
You know what? I'm always been a worker. I can't sit around and do nothing, and that I felt there was a little bit of void there through the winter because I wasn't helping out anybody doing anything. So I think with the schedule that we're on, I know the schedule for the year. I think working with Trevor, stuff that we talked about, the scheduling and all that stuff. When they go to schedule things, they'll try to stay away from those weekends where I'm on a Friday night or something, or a Saturday where I got to work. They'll try to stay away from those dates as much as they can. And then there's going to be times that I'm not going to be able to be there. We're going to make it as little as possible. But with this coaching staff, which was very important to put together the character and the experience that these guys have, they should be able to slide in and do a fantastic job without our team missing a beat if I'm not there.
And that's the question I was going to ask you. You have Jeremy Stevenson, former NHL player, OHL, Sioux City Police. Aiden Wright, NCAA experience with Lake State, and Mickey Cesaretto, and those are two firemen. I don't think we're going to ever, as fans or media, are going to have to worry about discipline when it comes to two police officers and two firemen behind the bench, do we?
Definitely not. These guys I've got to know over the years, and they're exactly what even with the experience that I've gained from the Sioux Greyhounds, going through that experience, you need to surround yourself with good people and people that want to work and be together, and you can have an open communication. And that was important. And these guys fit all that bill for me. And when Trevor and I were talking about names of people that we were thinking about, these guys popped up and they came to the front, and it was an easy decision. And once they started saying, "Yeah, we want to be work alongside with you and go through this process," I was ecstatic. I knew I was getting great people, and The kids are going to love these guys. Just from my experience alone, let alone the OHL coaching and playing the NHL, playing the OHL, playing the American Hockey League. Now you're bringing a Stevenson involved that's done the same thing. He's been there. He knows what it takes to make. Add in the Mickey Sotorettos and the Aiden Wrights, and you got guys that played Lake State, guys played in the NOJHL, so that we got to cover all areas of the hockey world. If you're looking for an experience, hey, what do I do in this experience? We can have the answers for you.
And it's something that I use. This is Jeremy Stevenson. I've known him for years. I've watched both of you guys play here in the Soo and NHL, and Jeremy has sworn to me he would never ever coach at this level. What did you do to convince him to get behind the bench and put that suit on?
Actually, I think it was when we had a conversation. He started talking about working together, and I was like, I don't know if I have to really drag him into this. He seems like he's pretty excited himself just to get back in coach at this level. So I think our relationship, and we played, and we've never fought, thank God. But
Be a good one.
yeah, you see, but I just I think we just wanted to get in this challenge, and we know each other, and we go for coffee while we're working. We'll have a coffee and talk hockey. So it's just we love hockey and we just want to be a part of it. And it's a great situation to be working and still be able to be at that high level and coach locally. So and then working with a friend like that really attracted me, and I'm sure it's the same thing because it's an easy fit for us, right? We trust each other, we know each other, and then add in the other two. I think it's a great staff. I think we got some age and we got some youth, and we'll let the young guys take care of the physical training on the team.
And talking about this is a different time. Like I say, all 132 teams across Canada are in the same boat. So it's not just you guys with a unique experience with COVID-19 and recruiting, and probably going to be doing some recruiting from the fishing, like from the boat with the fishing rods in the hand this summer.
I'm hoping once things organized to camp, but yeah, that stuff with the COVID, everybody, it's affecting everybody, and everybody's been staying strong and staying together and doing what we have to do. Everybody's listening. So even policing, when I'm out there, policing is driving around. You're seeing it's a different world right now. People are listening to what we have to do, and we're going to continue doing safety precautions that we need to do and get through this. It's a very tough time, but the coaching or the recruiting and that stuff is all done by phone or calling agents or calling people that you know in hockey. What about players? So a lot of it is all by phone. So I don't think that's going to slow us down in that area. So, well, it's definitely an all right time to get prepared for the season. Nothing's going on right now. So it's kind of a good time for coaches and general managers to start making those phone calls, which is okay, acceptable to do right through this time.
And we're not dating ourselves, but we're the same age. And back when you were that age, we never had spring camps. Anyways, it was usually a fall camp, and you made your team and you played anyway. So you know what that's like, right?
Well, back in our day when breaking into the pro level, you were just basically going in there to get in shape. The first month was to shed your 20 pounds, and then they got into the season after you got into shape. So, but they don't do that anymore. There's such a great physical condition, and all the knowledge that these players have and trainers, they're always in great shape, ready to go. So it's not like the old days where you come home and pack on 20 pounds and then you try to get it all off during training camp. I think that rule came in with they used to go 2-a-days. We're there for like 10 hours or 8 hours a day, and then they came in with a 3-hour rule where you could only be there for 3 hours. So they cut out the 2-a-days. So yeah, things have changed definitely, but it's all good now.
And it's something a little bit more about now on the team end is what's when it comes to player coach relationship. How is that a little bit different from what you're doing with the Greyhounds to this level? You think?
I don't think you change as a coach who you are, what you want to do. I think the experience that I went through, would I change things the way I coach and all that? Yes, I am going to change as a coach. I think the communication and the trust and not being so like hard and demanding. Like yes, you are hard and demanding, but in a different maybe conversation way, talking, demanding it. Like back in our day, you used to get yelled at and barked at, and there was no problem, no issue with that. Nowadays, I think there is issues where people expect you to talk to them as opposed to just yell at them and give them crap. Right? Is there accountability to be held? Yes, there will be. Are we going to play the right way? Yes, we are. We have to. But some of this new stuff that they try and do, it's maybe more new wording the way they do it. I think it still is played similar. Is there new ways to play? Yes, there is, but the in general stuff is still the same. So, but accountability will be a big thing for us and our coaching staff.
And when it comes to the veterans this year, you possibly have 11 forwards, 4 defense, 2 goalies that could return. Not saying they're all going to, but you could have a good nucleus coming into this if a lot of players decide to return, right?
Yeah, I'm just, I watched them a bunch of times last year, so I had a little bit of a handle. But now, since it's official, I'll start getting right into that detailed stuff of people where they are, where they're at, what kind of leadership group we have, who are the leaders, and start making phone calls and talking to the kids. So we'll see where everything goes. But I definitely got to learn the team and see what's coming back and what we need to help or go look for or find. But I know one thing is we'd love to definitely have as many local players as we could. Even people want to come back. Love to have them come and play for us here. I think it's a thing to play for your hometown and be a part of it. I truly believe that we'll offer a program that you don't have to go down south to get better. We will get you better here. It's a great league. The league has come a long way. We all know that. So that being said, we'd like to have as many locals as we can, in my opinion.
And over the last, we'll say, 10 years, Thunderbirds have had success, but we'll use 12 and 15, 2012 and 2015 as the 2 years when they went to the championships. We're a majority of local kids, so we do have the talent in Sault Ste. Marie, don't we?
Yeah, you always have the talent in Sault Ste. Marie, and it is a tough decision whether you go down south or you don't, right? Everybody wants to put themselves in the best scenario to have success, right? To go to NCAA or be seen and scouted. But I think with the way the things have been running here over, like you said, over the last bunch of years, we've had success as an organization, and I think we can continue that. And people don't have to go away, play down south, and especially if you're young, 16, 17, you should still be in at home, being nurtured by your family, your parents, and you can still get that hockey that you need and exposure, especially with guys like ourselves that have a lot of connections in the hockey world where we can go out and make phone calls and there's a lot of trust there when you talk to other coaches at higher level and you're telling them that you have a player, they really trust your opinion, right? Because they know that you've been through there and you're going to give them an honest word on the players. So I think that yeah, we'll just many as locals as we can.
And it's something a little bit going back the other way is you've played for a bunch of coaches over your OHL and NHL career, and coached with Craig Hartsburg when you're with the Greyhounds. Is there one main influence who's had a big influence in your coaching so far?
Well, I think they all have. People do stand out when, to me, people stand out like a Barry Trotz or um, Teddy Nolan, guys like that, Craig Hartsburg. They're really good people and they treat you right. Even as a player coach relationship, they make you feel like they care about you, and that's very important to me as my coach caring about me. Because once I have my coach caring about me, I'll go through the wall and do everything for them. So that's what stands out about me from the great coaches that show that they care about you. So everybody's X's and O's and all that stuff. We all get that stuff, but it comes down to them as a person showing that they actually do care what happens in my life, whether it's on the ice or off the ice.
And it's something I know you're more the coach than where Trevor Zachary does the GM position.
Yeah.
And not that you guys know, but is there any light at the end of the tunnel for NOJHL fans of idea of what's going to be happening?
Again, this is fairly new for me, but talking to Trevor a little bit, I know they're in talks and meetings quite a bit right now, and I'm sure I'll start getting involved more with that. Yeah, everybody's really, truly, we're not sure what's going to happen or how the season starts or what goes on. So that's a tough question to answer because I don't think anybody has the exact answer right now. I think next couple weeks with a bunch of stuff opening up and see what happens from there. Maybe that'll be an answer there. If we get through it and nothing else changes, where we got to take a step back, maybe we can take those steps forward towards making the plans to start the season.
And it's something again. You're NHL alumni now, not a player. But if you were still dressing for an NHL team, what are your thoughts about trying to finish this season?
Well, yes, I'm like you. I'd love to see hockey on TV again right now. really miss it coming home after work and sitting on throwing the game on, then getting tired and going to bed. But I'm like you, I'd really like to see it. But I do think the safety concerns for everybody in the world, we got to do steps the right way. I mean, it's just like I said earlier, I don't think we want to take 2 steps forward and then have to take 4 back. So I think if they have to cancel it, then they're going to do what they have to do. But I do some of the ideas. I'm sure you heard of them. The down in Vegas where they got one hotel that can accommodate everybody and really keep it like clean and done the right way. I think there's some good ideas that if they can do it, the NHL will get this thing going and play out the playoffs. That's a
And
big industry, so they're going to do things right. They'll have the top doctors, top everything. It's a league that I played in. They do things really, really well, and they will have the answers if they can or cannot do it.
no, if you were to still playing, if this happened when you were playing, could you imagine playing throughout the summer?
Oh boy, that would be hard because you get such a routine, right? Like, and even for these guys come back now, I know with all the like, you got to be concerned about some of the injuries because when they play, they're not playing like us at men's league where you're going 70%, 60% when you're tired. They need to go 100% every shift, every time, and the chances of you blowing some of these muscles is pretty high. So, because that's what training camp usually get in, get going, and then you get used to it. It's like working out. When your first day you work out, you're so sore the next day. It's incredible. Well, these guys are going to go through some of that same stuff where they're going to be sore and they're going to be tearing muscles. So, cautiously, they got to come back in and get this going to get to the level that they need to because everything is done at 100%. Their practices, they practice at 100%. That's one of the things, like, without ever being at an NHL practice where you go, the practices are phenomenal. Like, they're pucks on the ice doing the drills, they're doing it 100%. They do everything at 100%. There's no just drifting through things. So it's it'll be interesting to see if they get that season going, but I know they will take everything into consideration.
But I guess same goes for your guys who you're coming on your roster. Realistically, they'll almost been sitting for 7 months, and that's not something that they're used to even at a junior level, is it?
No, it's that's not like just a body repetition, right? You get used to things, and it's you rest a little bit in the summertime, then you come back. But again, maybe they keep in the shape. They're a lot better shape now, and the people that keep themselves in shape are going to be ahead of the game here when they come back. So, but yeah, definitely that's a long layoff. I mean, you could when you're playing, if you get an injury and you miss 5 days and you come back, you're a little bit behind for 1 or 2 games. Well, and we saw it with what's his name off Toronto Maple Leafs when what was his name again? There, the free agent that stayed out of the game.
Nylander.
Yeah, you see him come back, couldn't catch up the rest of the year. He struggled all year. So you can just imagine uh, these guys come back. It's going to take a little bit of time. But there's a prime example of somebody that's been off for a long layoff to catch up. He couldn't do it, and he ended up struggling that season. Now he bounced back, which was great. But that yeah, we'll have to watch some of that stuff when we return.
And like the last couple of years, there's like say John Paul Porco, like he coached the last 3 years and did a great job behind the bench with the Thunderbirds. What can fans? Is there going to be a noticeable difference for fans when you guys eventually hit the ice at the John Rhodes this year?
In playing style,
Yes.
JP did do a great job. I went and watched him. And I got a lot of respect for JP, and they couldn't. They mutually they separated ways, but you know, I got to come in coaching, and I'm thinking of new ideas as we sit down here each day. I'm driving around, or something pops in my head. Yeah, there is some things I want to try different and experiment with that they do at the NHL level. But in general, we're going to play a fast-paced hockey that I truly believe in defense. I don't think you can just think all offense without playing defense. You have to play defense because come playoff time, easy to shut down offense sometimes. So you got to be able to play both ways. Yes, you do need offense 100%, but I'm not going to get. I will give up some of my offense to play good defensive too. Make sure that we're doing that way because I know from experience, come playoff time, those are hard, nasty games. During the season, you have some offensive games that everybody's playing a little looser, and it's easier, so your offense comes through. But playoff time, you gotta be able to shut teams down too.
And the last question, I know in the NOJHL, Copeland McNamara Cup is the ultimate gold in the W Hewitt and the Centennial Cup, but forgetting the championships, what's your goals for as a staff going into 2021?
Well, right away we want to establish ourselves as a uh, what's the word I'm looking for? A team that everybody would love to play for. Have a great city, um, great coaches, great team environment. Like I just want to be like that, where what to expect. You always want to win. We always want to win, and that's kind of the winning culture that you want to have. The problem is how do you do that, right? So that's what we got to establish. And I think the first steps were made by Trevor coming in, us sitting down talking. We hired us, and then we talked and we hired capable, good quality people that are going to be behind the bench. So it starts there, and I think we will be successful once we get there. So, but the goals, I'll need a little bit of time, but definitely you want to win. That's what it's all about, right? Getting in. You know what? The biggest thing, maybe being professional every part of the day that we go into the rink and work and off the ice. Be professional. I want to be like that. And I think if we can do that, we'll be successful on and off the ice, and we'll win hockey games and go as far as we can.
And again, the honor of pulling that blue and orange jersey over the shoulder pads, right? That's the biggest thing in your eyes, to a point, right?
Yeah, 100%. And going back to that, it's developing these young men. Like at the end of the day, we'll never hold anybody back from going to what they want to do, truly believe. But we want to develop these guys. We want to make sure that they come to us. They are better when they leave wherever they go, like the NCAA, OHL, whatever it is. Our biggest thing will be developing these young men. And I think a big part of it is the off ice too, right? I want to make sure that we're disciplined. We talked about our staff, very disciplined staff. They've had success. We've all had success in our ways. And if we can help them do the same stuff, be successful in life and on the ice, I think we could do that. That would be a good job.
And I mentioned that's the last question, but when you come back about staff, yourself, NHL, and then Jeremy Stevens in NHL, then you have Aiden Wright, who NCAA, and then Mickey, who Soo Thunderbirds, OHL, and U Sport. So when it comes to players wanting to move on, you get a whole different pool there of experience that you guys can give advice to these kids, right?
Oh, 100%. And that was one of the things that we went after, is that experience. We got older guys, younger guys. We got the whole kind of board figured out. But the biggest thing that when Trevor and I talked is that we truly believe that these guys are quality people, and they work hard. They're loyal. They're honest. They're hardworking. I mean, their integrity is outstanding. Just as people, they really fit my build that I wanted to build around, and they are. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of work.
And when you have two firemen, they only work 7 days a month, so you know they're going to be at a lot of practices. They work with my brother, so I know that.
Oh yeah. No, they will be. They're going to be dedicated. They're going to want to. Every one of them talked about what was really stood out to me. It's not about systems, not about this and all stuff. It's about, okay, how can we help these guys get better? Like every one of them talked about making the kids better, which to me, there's what you want. How do we get these kids better, right? So that's what excites me about this coaching staff. I think like you said, we got it covered all over the place. NCAA, OHL, NHL, AHL, whatever we got it covered. But as people, these guys are going to be, and they're going to enjoy it because they're going to have fun. Like these guys have been in dressing rooms, right? It's important for a coach, not all the time, but if you understand what a dressing room, the guys, how they like to have fun and jab, and it can be a lot of fun. So I think and these guys played, and I've already got a couple jabs. Looking forward to some good 2-pass games. So I better get myself in a little better shape to play these guys because they're still in great shape. So that's what's these guys, the team, the players will really like coaching staff, and I thought that was important to have.
And going back, other than I'm not trying to be, you have the Rayside Belfort Canadians, Espanola, and yourself. The other 8 teams are young coaches. So you're going to be one of the older guys in the league when it comes to coaching.
Yeah, but I'm young in this league, so what? Age, everything flies by. You know that, and I know that. And, as people in general, we know time flies by. But I think, like when I was sitting at home, I just felt that I have all this knowledge and experience. I need to get it out, talking to my player or talking to kids that want to learn all stuff. So again, when this opportunity popped up, I think is a great fit for myself in that. 50's still young.
Yeah, the thing is, West is going to look a bit different only with 5 teams, so that might change the schedule a little bit when that comes out too, right? With LA taking a year off.
Yeah, that will change a little bit, but hopefully, well, it shouldn't affect too much of anything. But you are missing a team; they'll be gone for a year, and hopefully they regroup and get back into the league. But yeah, we'll Trevor will figure that stuff out on the GM part, and like I said, I'm not sure. I'm sure they're having their meetings to get these schedules done to see what we're going to be doing for the year, but we'll see.
And in the next month or two, it could change 2 or 3 more times. Who knows with everything? But again, safety is the main thing with everybody, right?
100%. I think the safety part is, and I think we know we're going to get through it. It's just a matter of how fast and quickly we can get through it. But I'm excited to start the season and get going. And like you talked about the NHL, if they get going, that'll even be more exciting to watch some games on TV. Yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm glad I have the support from my wife, and it's going to be fun getting back into just doing video and talking to kids and doing hockey. That's what I miss. That's why I told my wife it's kind of like my hobby. Like some people like to do woodworking, right, or fix cars. Well, I like to look at hockey and watch it and dissect it, and that's kind of my hobby.
And this time again, hopefully we can do this when the season comes and starts, and we'll sit down again just after training camp and talk about the roster that you're starting with.
That sounds great, Jay. Anytime you need anything, you give me a shout.
Thank you.